Hello, my name is Trent Childers, and I'm one of the evangelists with the Collierville Church of Christ in Collierville, Tennessee. Whether you're watching this on GBN or through our Pressing Forward website, I want to express our appreciation for you taking the time to watch. Have you ever heard of the phrase, an elephant in the room? I want you to imagine walking through a living room with a huge elephant in the room, but the catch is you have to pretend like the elephant is not there. How difficult would it be to navigate your way around the room while pretending that this huge elephant is not there? Well, I want to submit to you an elephant in the room in the church today, a huge problem. But many seem not to recognize it or maybe even in denial about it, and that's addiction. Addiction is rampant not only in our society. You can see that by watching the news each day, by the number of people in prisons, by the number of crimes committed that are drug-related, by the number of people going in droves to rehabs. Just watch the Dr. Phil show and you'll see that addiction is rampant. But what about in the church? I heard David Shannon say this in 2013. It was at a Focal Point forum. And he said, your churches are full of addicts. And if you don't believe that, you need to get your head out of the sand. You may think, wow, that's a dramatic statement. But I challenge you to really look into it. The number of families that suffer from this, a number of family members who have other family members trapped in drug addiction, but they're ashamed to come to us about it for help. I know I've personally seen that it's actually a real problem within the body of Jesus, and we don't do anyone any favors by ignoring it or not addressing it. So if it is a problem, if drug addiction is in the church and there are members of the body who are enslaved in addiction or who are affected by it, that is having family and friends who are addicted, then what are we supposed to do about it? Whose territory is it in the first place? Well, the Bible, Jesus commissions us as Christians to go teach the gospel to sinners, Mark 16, 15, and 16. And as we read about Paul in 1 Corinthians 6, he converted drunkards and thieves and fornicators. And so it's our job as a church. So if it is, my question is, how equipped are we to deal with the problem? How are we doing with it? There are some questions you can ask yourself. Speaking to you as someone who attends assembles with a body of Jesus. How recently have you heard teaching or preaching on addiction from a biblical view? What works do y'all currently have that are aimed at helping people who are addicted? Have you ever heard of anyone among your church or churches in your area that have converted people to Jesus who were enslaved in addiction? These are important questions. I actually recently on my Facebook page asked the question, do you believe the church is well equipped today to reach out to addicts? Why or why not? And every single person that responded said no. And the one person that didn't come out and say no, by his explanation, he basically agreed that we're not, and he made some good points about how we are to educate. So what do we do about it? Well, we want to follow the example of Jesus, and we want to reach out to the broken and the downtrodden. So I want to challenge you, I want to challenge the church to get equipped to reach out to drug addicts and save them from that bondage so that they can be saved eternally, because we're the ones who've been called to do it.